So what are you protesting?
We're protesting the austerity budget and the excessive cuts in public spending.
Okay, and your position because?
Well, because this crisis started with the speculation, deregulation, and excessive recklessness and greed of the banking structure, the hedge funds, the private equity funds, which caused an enormous financial loss, which took $18 trillion globally to fix. And then that was socialized and passed on to the taxpayers, which means the citizens.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so where are we? What are we doing? What's going on today?
Today it's the march against public sector cuts, and we're in support of London Metropolitan Archives. So we are supporting libraries and against cuts for libraries.
And you work for the library system?
We do, yeah. So,
and they're actually going to cut libraries?
Well, there is talk of that. Our library won't be cut completely, but a lot of jobs are going. So.
Okay, can I see your banner?
Yeah, sure.
And it says knowledge is?
Knowledge is power.
Oh, power, of course. No, you're right.
Power.
Great. So, what is this about?
It's against the cuts in public services and also the falling living standards of most people in the country. We're being made to pay for the banker's mess. I mean, the argument that the government are putting forward is that the deficit's too high, but just before the economic collapse, the deficit was only at 4%. So the deficit's been caused by the collapse of the banks. Ordinary people are being made to pay for the banker's mess.
And what's the deficit now?
The deficit is about 11–12%.
So it's gone from 4% to 11%?
Yeah, but if you closed all the loopholes in taxes, tax avoidance and tax evasion,
yeah,
the deficit would fall within 3 or 4 years.
And what are you proposing?
We're proposing that there's an end to all the cuts, planned cuts in services, and the ordinary working people aren't made to pay for it, and instead they focus on closing the loopholes and stopping dropping bombs on North Africa and the Middle East.
Okay, and you're proposing a general strike?
24-hour general strike to be called within the next couple of months to try and build confidence in the movement and show that there is another way and that most people don't agree with these cuts, which the opinion polls now show that most people think the cuts aren't fair.
Okay, well, thank you. Good luck to you. So tell me about, what are you doing?
We're marching against the cuts that have been imposed by this government.
Yeah. And what does UCAT mean?
UCAT's construction union. Union of Construction, Allied Trades and Technicians.
And how are you being affected by the potential cuts?
Well, the present government, they're stopping the building of hospitals, building and construction in general.
Okay, so it would affect your business then?
It affects our work.
Okay, okay. What's the cause behind all these cuts? The cause, why are they having to do this?
Well, because of the economic situation, the present government think we need to cut back on everything, and that's their ideology.
Yeah.
Everyone marching today has got a different ideology. We believe in investment in people, investing in the infrastructure of the society we live in.
Okay, well, thank you. Who are you and what are we doing here today?
Well, it's the March for the Alternative.
Yeah.
And this is Emergency Exit Arts, so it's an arts company based in Greenwich in South East London.
And you stand to be cut? And who is this? Who's this gentleman being depicted?
No idea.
No idea. Okay, even better. So you're with the Labour Presentation Committee. What does that mean?
It's a group within the Labour Party, a socialist sort of organisation within the UK Labour Party. The idea of it is the original Labour Party was set up by a group called the Labour Representation Committee to give representation, political representation to working people, trade unionists, and so we think that the Labour Party today needs to reconnect with that. Hence we've reformed the Labour Representation Committee to try and argue for a more socialist position within the Labour Party.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so what's Aspect?
Aspect is the Association of Professionals in Education and Children's Trusts.
And so would you maybe be affected by the cuts?
Very much so. A lot of our members are losing their jobs at the end of this month in a few days' time.
Really? How come?
This is the government cutting the expenditure in local authorities where a lot of educational services are based.
What's the cause of all these cuts? Why are they cutting back?
Central government policy. It's to do with the government that doesn't prioritise these crucial services.
Yeah, and kids are our future no matter where we are in the world.
Schools need support and the kids are the future, yeah?
Okay, well thank you and good luck on your plan. Thank you. So what are you doing?
Marching against these cuts.
And what's with the paint?
Just a bit of fun. Carnival time.
Oh, okay.
Carnival time.
Carnival. Okay, and
Party time! Party time!
party time.
Yeah!
You mean since you might as well have fun?
5 o'clock.
Yeah!
5 o'clock. Party.
Okay, well thank you. So you're part of the London Feminist Network.
Yeah.
And what does it mean in terms of impact on potential cuts?
Well, we're protesting specifically about the impact of the cuts on women, because a lot of the cuts that they're making for maternity pay, tax credits, child benefit, housing benefit, the people they're going to affect most are probably single mothers, already one of the most vulnerable groups in society. We're saying these cuts are illegal, they're having an unequal impact on women, and so we're protesting against it, saying this isn't fair.
Thank you. Okay, I know you can. Okay, so what is Ilford South? What is that?
Ilford South is part of the Labour Party of Redbridge Council. We have two wards in there, Ilford North and Ilford South.
Okay.
We're the Ilford South constituency, which is represented by MP Mike Gates.
Okay, and why are you here?
We are the councillors. I'm the deputy leader of the Redbridge Labour Group.
Okay.
And we are here to protest against the budget cuts in my local authority of 25 million and the frontline services which have been cut, and so many centres have been closed. A recent one where voluntary group centre is being closed, and an Education E-Act are coming in to open a school at that same place. So we're getting rid of so many voluntary groups.
Taking £3,600 a year away from teaching assistants. What are you achieving by nothing?
Fostering division amongst people.
How are you? What are you guys doing?
We're London Young Labour.
London Young Labour.
Oh, okay. And you're a young political party?
We're the youth wing of the Labour Party in London.
And what are you representing? Or
we're representing well, young members of the Labour Party. We're marching for an alternative to the government's cuts agenda.
And what is your alternative?
What is our alternative? There is a need for reductions in public spending. Of course there is when you look at the deficit, but it doesn't have to be so deep and so fast, and that's why we're here today, to send that strong message to the government. These cuts are hitting the poorest in our society the hardest, and we're here to say that we're not willing to accept that and that there is an alternative.
Are you at university somewhere?
I'm not at university, no, I've graduated.
Oh good. What do you do?
I'm a researcher.
Cool. Okay, thanks a lot and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're with the Communist Party of Britain?
Yeah.
And define what I think of communism from the 50s and 60s and a long time ago during the Cold War when I grew up. What do you stand for? What are you all about?
Well, we stand for peace primarily. We stand for socialism, which is an equal society. We stand for peace, so we stand for socialism, an equal society.
Right.
Everyone's treated equally, no one's out for each other.
Okay.
Everyone's benefiting each other.
Okay, thank you.
So,
just marching today to go against all the government cuts, which is obviously severely affecting the way that we conduct our business and protect people in the community.
And what do the cutbacks potentially mean?
Within my region, which is Yorkshire and Humbertown, it's up to about 700 frontline firefighter force being lost.
Okay. And why all the cuts? Why do we need them?
Obviously, the condemned government have their own agenda, and this is their ideology. Obviously, the country does have a deficit, but we've been in deficit for a lot longer, in a lot deeper deficit for a lot more years than we have now. And there's no need to take these cuts in these measures that they are doing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.